My name is David Loughrey, and I'm a college tutor at Ealing Hammersmith West London College. I work in inclusive learning department. I do a bit of work with as an advanced teacher as well for professional development. Currently working in the Gatehouse Asperger unit. I started in the community, and one of the first free apps I used was with it was at an old person's stroke centre, and I was working with I think they coined the term silver surfers. I was teaching 60 plus how to access IT and the internet. And one of the first programs I remember using with them was the BBC website, and they had this flash program called BBC Computer Tutor, and it was fantastic. It was a great support tool in my sessions just to teach these entry level students, the basics of using a mouse and a keyboard, and the basics of what an operating system is, what a web browser is, what surfing is, and how to search online. And it was all done through these flash games, gamification. And this was a long time ago. This was talking 7-8 years ago. I finished there, I think. And it was a great tool to support my sessions. And it's a fantastic website. I still use it with my Gatehouse learners now, to teach them about copyright and staying safe online. It's got really good quizzes, and it's free. Couldn't recommend the BBC resources, highly enough. They're really, really good. My current favourite, because it's summer and I'm starting to think about next year, is a website or app I use called Instructables. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like a community-based like it's a forum where people post projects, and people can reply to those projects and adapt on them. And there's all kinds of different sections. There's gardening sections, there's woodworking sections, there's IT sections. And I remember once I had to do an introduction to woodwork course, and I was like, what am I going to do for this? And I found some bird box plans on there, and it has a free subscription section where when you subscribe, it does some really nice plans, like PDF plans that you can just print off. But even if you don't subscribe, you can still access the plans. They're just not, you can't print them off in this lovely format. And you can't, if you sign up or sign in, you can contribute to the community, because like I said, if you've got any interest in particular areas, it's a really great forum to share those interests and expand upon them. And students who show in particular flair in particular areas, I've introduced them to this website, and they become active members of the community. And it's again, it's another one I can really recommend. It's got some random projects on there. Like, I know I've done some media courses, and it's got some nice projects about making budget and GoPro mounts, and it's really good. If you've got time, go and have a look at the website. It's really good, especially with this time of year when you're thinking about what cool project's going to work into next year.
It's nice practical learning as well, isn't it? It's making stuff.
Yeah. I find that's with my guys, that's the best. Where they get these tangible products at the end. It's the and then the embedding of my job to embed literacy and numeracy within those, and they're the most motivational, or very motivational for my guys. Yeah. The newest one that I've started using is it's similar, but it's called Google Photos, and it's like I link my phone to it, I link my tablet to it, I link my desktop to it, and again, because I say a good proportion of evidence I gather, I'd say a good quarter of it is photo video evidence, and it's a really good way of I just take a photo on my tablet when someone's doing something, or take a video off the cuff, out and about, and as soon as I come into a Wi-Fi hotspot, it updates, or sorry, yes, it puts it into the cloud, and backs the evidence up, and because it's in Google Photos as well, I think it's unlimited storage, which is free, which is which is brilliant. You know, because like I said, we do take a lot of video, a lot of photos, and you know, it's the way Google categorizes the pictures. It makes it so easy to manage and find them, and you know, produce the evidence I need to produce with the students to address the outcomes. Yeah, so that's one I've just started using. It's really handy. I'm telling everyone about it. You know, you got, because they're all going, especially in my department where you know, that's how we capture a lot of you know, students' work. They're constantly on about storage and running out of space and blah blah blah. And I said, you need to use this. You know, for handy.
Yeah, now it's infinite. I remember, one of the problems of traditional IT is storage, either on a server in the college, and everybody's now putting up, multimedia and photos and stuff like that, and it consumes a lot of space. It's a treadmill to keep upgrading your infrastructure and your storage and things like that. Local storage is not a good idea because you can lose it, or it can get, it can become broken, malfunction. So yeah, putting it up on the cloud, you've got infinite storage, you can share it, and you can, using Google's tools, you can easily search, find stuff, it's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I'm not hearing them. I don't lose that USB with all the photos on, and I can go up to, because we're in the gatehouse, we're off main site. I can access the content on main site. Whatever campus I'm at. This year I've been moving around a lot. Just as long as I've got internet access, I can access it. It's very handy. The one I'm currently using is obviously most useful when we use it a long time is YouTube. Allowing students to to use YouTube as a educational resource and do their own research on it, because they don't again it's free for them to access. They can access it from home, so it's a great extension project. Also, it's got a really very good basic editing function built within it as well. So it's great for for students producing projects within class that they can easily share over social networking, Google Plus, family. Also fantastic for portfolio building. Capturing evidence within our area. A lot, like I said, a lot of it is work based. We might be doing voluntary work in, I don't know, Bishop's Park or whatever, conservation work, and it's great capturing these videos, and they can edit them.
Yeah, the students are creating videos as well as curating videos as well.
Yeah. That then is easily shared with me, and I can use as evidence.
Yeah.
Within for them to gain, qualifications within the particular units that they've chosen. And like I said, it's accessible anywhere as long as they've got the internet. A lot of them seem to have smartphones, so I do encourage them to do it. And I know people, some of the other students or some of the other teachers are a bit like him. Oh no, but it's YouTube and it gets out there. But like I said, they're a high-level student, and I teach them about making it unlisted or private, or, and it's their content from their phone, so they've got control over it. Whether they want to share it, and at any time they can unshare it or remove it. So I do encourage it.
Yeah, it's particularly good, isn't it, for more practical based making stuff. It's difficult to write it all down. Making a birdcage, as you say earlier, making a birdcage. You could maybe anything other than writing is appropriate. I mean, you could take photo, but YouTube is brilliant because you can see it in all dimensions, and you can see it being made and all the rest of it. And people talk about it. It's a marvelous platform, isn't it?
Well, it's capturing for capturing evidence as well. Like you might have a parent say, little Johnny can't do this. Like I don't believe in him. Hold on, this is him out. Yeah. It's very handy, and like a lot of my students are very versed in YouTube as well, and got quite active on it. Could be being young teenagers, 16 to 19, so they're very familiar with this medium.
Yeah, that's a good point, David, isn't it? That younger people have grown up and more used to it. Sometimes they're a bit shy about being on it. They're certainly familiar with YouTube, where an older generation are less familiar. It's a good platform, and there's so much content as well. And of course, your students are contributing to that content. I don't know, is it 30 hours to put up every minute or something like that? They're extraordinary figures now of the size of YouTube and the amount of, citizen uploads, if you like, contribution, every day. Couldn't do that with TV in the past. Once TV was expensive and everybody had to just consume it, and now your students are contributing to the collective, if you like. It's really cool.
But I mean, it's like I said, it's the community aspect of it. Like they have particular interests, and being able to find those, because a lot of there's so much content on YouTube, and they're able to find, someone might be obsessed with airplanes, and just being able to find that content, subscribe to that content, and just keep getting updated news or whatever. It's just really empowering for them. And so one that I've heard about and I'm thinking of using, I've kind of played around with this a little bit, but I've not used it enough, is Quizlet. I've just started playing around with it, and it's got a nice flashcard text element, and I like the way how it how you can use images and also text, and how it reads the text, and I can see the potential of using that within my class to support literacy and terminology, and it's definitely something I want to play around with more. Also, one of the other tutors started using this Google Classroom, because he said they've launched an app over here, and it's really handy in managing your classes and assignments. And I've not looked into it enough, but it's something that I'd definitely be because I do use a lot of the Google Toolkit, if that's what you call it, or Google Apps, and I think it could be a really nice way of marrying everything together. Linking to that, an app that a learner has shown me is I had a particular learner who had literacy issues or issues typing on his computer, and he was quite IT literate, and he showed me within Google Docs. He showed me that there's an add-on section where he can insert a speech to text app, and he showed me this, and then away he went. He had the little headsets that from the old webcams that he sent over with the webcams to us, a couple of years ago, and his just level of work, went through the roof. Just made it completely accessible to him. And then he was showing me. I mean, I was aware of this, but I'd never used it. He showed me the Google, the speech search section, on the right hand side of the search bar. Yeah. And he just used that to check spellings, to check definitions of words. And I was like, why didn't just so I knew it was there, but see, just click. It was brilliant. The one I've missed the most, I think, is Google Sites, because I found this, particularly with my guys, it's been very empowering for them being able to create websites, without the need to know code. They've been using it to produce, electronic portfolios that then, they can take with them. They can show to, whatever agencies they need to show it to, show them what they're getting up to. They've been making online CVs, with videos of doing the work, which has been doing a lot of these new projects this year called Project Search, and it's been, very, very handy for them to sell. They need that expert support to sell themselves, and to show what they have done, and that they are very capable. And Sites has been fantastic doing that. Also, community projects we've done. We did that Red Nose Day Harlem Shake charity video, and that was all run and organised through Google Sites. They've also done enterprise projects on it, where we've done hydrovaleting, where we started to clean the college fleet vehicles, and again that was managed through Google Sites.
Oh, that was setting up a business, wasn't it? Setting up kind of a business and having a website with Google Sites, wasn't it?
Yeah. This year we started we got the Shopzilla Act, and then we started to make that, but it might make a website for that, so people can place advanced orders and whatnot for what they, or capture what students actually want sold in the shop. But we didn't finish that, so that's going to carry through till next year.
Yeah, it was work like this where I mentioned your work at Shopzilla with the website to Barking and Dagenham College, and they went with that, and then they said they kind of riffed on it, as it were, and they made a little, using Google Forms, where you could pre-order something, you know, a very simple way of doing a basket kit, really, you know. But and so they took your idea and added on to it. I love that, you know, where people can share ideas and everything, you know, kind of improves in a way. You know, people add on and add on, so that's cool.
But that I think that's the beauty of sites is it pulls everything together, and you know they can link so for example we did a gatehouse movie club at lunchtimes. You know, we'll show, you know, so students can come just so they've got something different to do. Come down at lunchtime, and they'll watch a film over 2 lunchtimes. You know, they're not going to watch it in an hour, but then the students will have a website, and like Dagenham College, they attach a form to it, and they'll do like what, it'll be a horror month, or it'll be sci-fi month, and they'll put orders out, you know, like what films do you want to watch, who wants popcorn, who wants drinks, so we can, you know, so we're buying exactly how much, you know, how much we need. We don't get too much of something that's going to go off or whatever, and we can show them instantly when they come what the vote count is. So like, this is today's film, you know, that's been selected by you guys, and yeah, like I said, it's so easy for, you know, because it pulls everything together, because you can even within the forms you can have links to you know, YouTube clips of what the films are going to be, and it's just a great way to show students that they can do it. Another thing I'd like to use more is a website or program called Pixton. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's a comic strip builder, and it's just, again, it's the only reason I like to use it more is it has got a free element, but it does run out, and it's like it just gives you enough of a taste. You go, oh god, I want this. But it's yeah, it's just really good to get students to use it to set up ground rules for their class, or they set up you know, like appropriate customer service engagement, you know, like scenarios in the shop, and they love it because it's you know, it's really funny. They can produce really professional results, and you know, and they, you know, can design these characters from bottom up, and you know, you just get these random scenarios, and they produce some really good work on that, and like I said, it's very enjoyable for them. And then within that, you can set a class group and then add their emails, so you can control it within, you know, it's easy to manage that class's work within, you know, within that group. But like I said, it is a trial, but it's worth
Yeah.
you know, it's worth having. You can get a fair, I don't know how long it is. I think it's about a month trial, so you can get you know, to do a project.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for a one-off project, and if you like it, you know, the freemium model, you can then go on to the full thing. But for a one-off project, it's really good that bring people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, setting ground rules, allowing students to make posters for how they would like the class to be, which is really good for my guys. You know, and then I send them up to Graphics, get them printed out, and they look pretty cool, you know, on the walls, and because the students have set those rules, you know, and made these posters, you know, they've got real ownership of how they want their class to be run, which is generally how we all want it to be run. And you know, if someone's stepping out of line, you get that class like, look, remember we did this? There's the pictorial example of da 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 da. And yeah, it's nice. My toolbox is basically Google Apps in general, forms, you know, docs, presentation sheets, and it has everything that I need, you know, to teach. It's free. The students can access it from home. It's very easy to manage my students' work. You know, it's easy to share work and introduce collaborative elements. You know, if I want to, you know, the Hangouts part, which we were talking about earlier on, comes under that, and it's, you know, the way the classes are, you know, the way I have to split my class now. Half of them run the shop, and half of them have to stay with me. It's, you know, Hangouts is great because it allows me to, you know, allows me to keep tabs on the other half of the class with my learning support. You know, so I'm able to, you know, video call and see what they're getting up to in the shop, and vice versa. She's able to video call down and, you know, check their progress and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's it really. I can't recommend Google Apps highly enough. You know, just for the fact that, as you know, students are using mobile phones a lot more. You know, most of this stuff is compatible with that. You know, as long as they've got internet access, and you know, and if I know some of them don't have it at home, but they can, you know, they can access the LRC, they can access the local library, and all because it's cloud based, they can access all these all these resources wherever they can get internet access, and it's been a fantastic, especially from the point of view as of a where they had the old classic where, oh, I haven't saved my work, I've lost it. It just that for that alone, the way Google Docs presentation, how it automatically saves, it's that alone is fantastic. Yeah.